2 months ago, Donald Trump said that ISIS was not our fight. Just 2 months ago. He said that Hillary Clinton would be a great negotiator with Iran. And he gets his foreign policy experience from the shows.
Come on,
that is not a serious kind of candidate. We need someone that thinks this through, that can lead our country to safety and security.
Jeb throwing some jabs Tuesday at the Republican debate, saying Donald Trump gets his information by watching the shows. Hey, you get great information right here on the Hardline, especially when we're joined by Brad Bannon, a Democratic consultant, and Dennis Michael Lynch is a documentary filmmaker who will be the host of a new show here on Newsmax titled Unfiltered with Dennis Michael Lynch. Welcome to you both as we open up this edition of The Political Animal. Donald Trump may be watching, so bring your A game, guys. He may be quoting you on the stump.
That's a lot of pressure, Rick.
Hey, Dennis, this seems to be a new line of attack. Go after Trump on his grasp of the issues. Will it work? What do you think?
Oh, listen, Jeb Bush is barely breathing.
Dennis,
right?
let me jump in real quick.
He's dying.
Dennis. Actually, the first was to Brad. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, I think he's right to go after him on the issues. I think Jeb Bush is raising concerns that many Americans have about him. If you look at the polls, Donald Trump is very unpopular with independent voters. And I think a lot of those independent voters, in fact, large majority of them don't like Trump. And I think it's partly because they don't think he's going to be the guy who's cool and calm in a crisis. And I think it's legitimate for the candidates, whether they're Democrat or Republican, to disagree with policy within each other. That's part of the democratic process.
Dennis, I got to say, most people said that actually Jeb got the upper hand on that sort of going back and forth. What were your thoughts? How do you think Trump did on Tuesday?
First of all, I think every Democrat must sprinkle LSD on their Cheerios in the morning. Because here it is. I mean, how can you say that Donald Trump is unpopular? The guy is breaking records, all right? He's skyrocketing in the polls. When people are polled, they're just not polled as Republicans. They're polled across the aisles and independents. Donald Trump is kicking butt and taking names. And guys like Jeb Bush, who really he's a Democrat who wears a red necktie, all right, and thinks that illegal immigration is an act of love. No conservatives I hang out with want to even hear from Jeb Bush anymore. We want him to drop out. He has no right to even be on the stage anymore. Anything he says about Donald Trump is just noise.
Yeah, that was one thing that Donald kept talking about. I got 42, you got 3%. I will say this about Jeb Bush. He is leading in the money figures, but I wanted to ask Brad specifically about Donald Trump. And when Jeb Bush makes these comments, it seems to me that this is helping to pump new life into his campaign. Granted, he still is at 3%, but do you think this is his track maybe to gain some leverage in this fight in the GOP when it comes to Iowa and New Hampshire?
Well, yeah, I think that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to punch up. And again, I disagree with Dennis on something. If you look at any national poll, you will see that Donald Trump is very popular with Republicans. Democrats hate him, and a clear majority of independents dislike him. But I think it's right for Bush to punch up. Now, personally, I think I have about as much chance of winning the Republican nomination as Jeb Bush does. I think that's one thing that Democrats and a lot of Republicans agree on. We don't want a third Bush presidency.
Well, you know what, Dennis? You were saying that he's very popular, Trump, when it comes to Republicans. Apparently, he's very popular with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Said he would get along when he and Trump get a chance to, if he gets a chance to get into office. What did you think about Putin's praise today, saying that Trump would be an absolute leader in the presidential race?
Look, whether you like Putin or not, he's a tough guy, all right? He takes no BS. He's nothing like the president we have in the White House right now. So the fact that he's giving kudos to Trump, I think is actually a benefit. It's one tough guy saying, this is going to be a tough guy. He's going to be a strong leader. And that's what Trump is. He said it the other night at the debate. What we need right now is a leader with strength. We need strength. So, yes, his ego is a bit out there. And yes, his comments are a bit unfiltered, if you will, all right? But at the end of the day, he has strength, and he's going to be a good leader. And you know what? All you have to do is take a look at what he's done with his life. He has built an incredible business. So I want to push back on you, Rick. Bush may be leading in terms of getting money from special interests, but at the end of the day, Donald Trump has the most money. And let's not forget it. He made it himself, and there is no special interest pushing his buttons. That's what Americans care about.
All right, point taken. Dennis, if you're looking for some holiday reading, the House passed an over 2,000-page budget deal. Now, it looks like the Republicans got an extension on the tax breaks, but conservatives can't be happy about runaway spending in the bill. Any winners or losers in the budget deal?
The American people are the losers. And the Republican Party, conservatives like myself, all we see is John Boehner with a really bad beard. That's really what we got.
All right. Brad, I want to get your opinion on it first. Brad, go ahead. What did you think about it?
First of all, I think most Democrats in Congress are going to vote against it. Because if you look at the budget part of this, it has hundreds of billions of dollars in corporate tax breaks to companies like Mobil, Exxon, and all the other big oil companies. They don't need the money, but we need the money for our education system. A good example, most states, just about all the states, have cut back on their public college and university systems in the last 8 years. And the federal government has to step in and make sure middle-class kids can get a good college education.
We're going to have to leave it right there. That's, I guess, the sign of a good agreement. You got something to like, you got something to dislike. Thank you so much to Brad Bannon and Dennis Michael Lynch. By the way, what do you think about the debate on Tuesday? Who won the debate? Go to newsmaxpolls.com to cast your vote. And we are coming right back on this Thursday edition of The Hardline. Keep it right here.